Okay, I've been talking. I had my mic off. Oh, I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. Okay, so I was saying, if anybody wants to come in, the Discord's open, the on air. Um, I can't believe that I had my mic off. um, so tonight I am working, trying to finish up from last week. The Wiz here. Um, I went to see Avatar today, so yeah. As I was saying earlier, um, yeah. What's going on? It's Tuesday night, so it's chilling time. It's time for the Warriors to come and chill, and we're all warriors because we're all battling whatever in life. Did you remember because I tagged you earlier, Chris? Yeah, I survived it. It was actually pretty good. Um, I don't think it was quite as good as the first one. Uh, but I don't think it's as bad as some might make it out to be. It worked. I was doing my final Twitter for the night and caught it. Ah, are they still CGI? Well, the probably because, but it was pretty good. Like not too many people are that tall. Although I guess they could make things look a little smaller or whatever on set. Um, got that right, Rick. A lot of us are just battling these 9 to 5 jobs, taking up all our time during the day, making. Hey, Metal, how are you? And nobody can hear you. Okay. Okay, so properties, which. Hopefully they can hear you now. If you talk, that is, of course.
Maybe, maybe not. Who knows?
uh, so how have you been? Oh, did you get my Discord message a couple days ago?
Yes, I got it.
Okay. Like there's
I haven't
five.
had time to get around to it, but I
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there's 5 pages in there. They're just going up as I finish them. I figured that might be. I'm not sure whether that'd be a little easier for you or not.
It would be easier because if it's page by page, then I can use Google Drive's comment feature and I can just like highlight the area and then leave a comment on it.
Yeah. Well, I just more.
That's what I did for Dillard.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I also mean, just the fact that, going up page by page as I finish it. I'm going through my corrections and I figured I might as well just letter them at the same time. Gets two jobs at one, it takes an extra 10, maybe 15 minutes on a page for the lettering, depending on what's going on, how many panels have lettering and all that. Uh, but what have you been up to?
Too many things. Too many things. Trying to work on stuff, but I've got editing for a bunch of people, not just you.
Yeah. Well, I gotta put money in my PayPal account and get some money to you for these jobs. Plus that little, I guess, sprite or whatever you want to call it that I want done.
Yeah, I'm trying to get around to that too. I'm just backlogged, and then it's the holidays.
Yeah. Goodnight Spoon says talks about the FTX and the merits of manufacturing monopoly money as a way of life. Okay, I have no idea what that means. Goodnight Spoon. Maybe metal.
It's a crypto exchange.
Okay. And I never did finish reading Massive Panda's thing. Got battling 95 jobs and taking up all our time during the day, making it that much harder for us to get comic production done. Yeah, true. Massive. You know, as I'm saying, this is a chill time for us warriors because we're all battling something.
Yes, there's billiards in the background.
You have a pool table at your house? Or where
Yes.
you're living? Oh, cool. Um, so I saw Avatar today.
My condolences.
Oh, it wasn't that bad.
I mean, the first one was pretty bad.
Oh, okay then. I guess in your opinion, the second one would be just as bad because I thought it was almost as
Listen,
good. I think the first one was slightly better, but
the first one was just dances with wolves in space, which wouldn't necessarily be a bad idea, but it was also twice as long as it needed to be. If it was like an hour and a half movie, I probably would have liked it a lot more.
yeah, but I guess it's setting up things, like the world. I thought there was a little bit more, definitely more world building with this. Well, more world building because the first one had world building. Did you have to pay for the ticket? Yes, I did, Chris. I didn't mind. I On Tuesdays here, there is we call cheap day. So instead of paying, like 15, 16 bucks for the ticket or whatever it costs normally, it's like it depends on the movie, I think, too, and how long it's been out. But this one cost me $10 and change Canadian. So
Yeah, we used to have a $5 matinee. I think it was either Tuesdays or Thursday mornings at the old theater that was across the street from where I used to live.
mm, so you know, if I'm not sure about a movie, lately just to save money, I've been going on Tuesdays. I used to be able, want to see something like that opening day, but now I'm like, I'll just go see it on a Tuesday. Although I did mean to watch number one yesterday beforehand, but I didn't. Let's see. Goodnight Spoon says, I'm protesting Avatar 2 out of respect for all those died watching Avatar 1. Now, the question is another question, totally sort of off topic. What is better, the Avatar manga or the Avatar, movie type thing? Not.
The Avatar manga. What manga are you talking about?
I think there's an manga called Avatar with wind, fire, does the whole thing.
No, that was a cartoon. That was made in the U.S. So it's a Western show. It just kind of looks very Eastern. I mean, partially. I think some of the animation was done overseas, but that happens a lot with shows. And there's a follow-up comic to it, but that wasn't manga.
Oh, I thought it was manga.
And Avatar: The Last Airbender is a much better story than the James Cameron Avatar.
Let's see. Massive says, I remember when my buddies and I went to see the first one in IMAX when we were in college. I thought it was okay, but the second time I watched it, I couldn't even get through it. Oh wow. It definitely, they are definitely both long movies. This was about 3 hours and 20 minutes. Maybe 3 hours if you take out well, I wouldn't say take out 3 hours 10 minutes. Well, 20 if you go through the whole credits. But I left, you know, through
Well,
probably.
hopefully this time around he actually uses the whole 3 hours properly instead of giving you like an entire hour and a half worth of just establishing shots.
I'd say they definitely wasn't establishing. I don't think it was establishing shots. I wouldn't, you know, say it myself. You know, they established the villain, what was going on. I guess and I don't want to give too much away for those that will watch it, who will watch this and then watch it at some point. You know, I don't like to be a spoiler. Do spoil, you know what I mean. Let's see, Massive Panda. I don't really like those character designs. Their faces look annoying, but don't tell anyone. Otherwise, I'll get canceled for being bigoted against blue people. Spoon says cartoon is better than the Shyamalan movie. Shyamalan movie is better than the Cameron movie. Rest in peace.
There was an M Night Shyamalan movie for Avatar: The Last Airbender that wasn't allowed to use the name Avatar. It was just The Last Airbender, and it was awful.
Yeah,
I mean, his ideas weren't that good, but a lot of it was production getting in the way, and it's just like the perfect case of like how bad a movie gets when producers get to call the shots.
I did watch a cartoon movie of The Last Airbender. Is that the one you're talking about?
No, no, there was a live action movie for Last Airbender.
Okay. You know, unfortunately, too many times that doesn't translate as good as we would like. Then again, they always do stupid stuff when doing.
Well, it's like I think if I recall, there was a few really bad designs with or like ideas that the producers had. Um, I mean, the script was already bad. That was Shyamalan and stuff. But then on top of that, the actress for Katara in that movie was chosen purely because she was like the daughter of one of the producers.
Oh, nepotism is not a good way to fulfill roles in the script. Massive says, "See, that's my issue with current current era movies. Why does every movie have to be almost 4 hours long? You used to be able to see a movie on the fly, but now you have to plan your day around it. Well, the thing is, I would say movies movies from say when we were growing up, most of us here were, yeah, they were the 2 hour movies, but if you look back, um well, I guess there was short ones, but there was, your 3 hour long movies and all that. Even back then, not all the movies today are like 3 hours. And I guess people are making them longer because they want you to feel like you're getting your money's worth.
Well, I think it's even worse than that. Even if you take time out of it, you have to plan your whole day around it because movies are getting so expensive. It's the only thing you get to do that day.
Joshua says, Joshua Hughes is here, and he says, what about all those who died after watching Avatar 1 and realizing they can never go to that world, so they killed themselves?
Oh, they try to go the isekai route. Yeah, that's never smart.
Spoon says Joshua gets it. Cameron is out for more blood. And Rebellious is in the chat. Hey, Rebellious, how are you? And she says, hi, love, or heart. I'm not sure what she, probably just saying she loves us all. Um, can't hop on air though. Yeah, no problem. No problem. I saw your message earlier. But yeah, I got other stuff done today. I went to see that movie and still got other stuff done. So, that wasn't too bad. You know, it was a 3 hour movie. I knew it was going to be 3 hours. Yes, mother.
Just coming in to say hi to everyone.
Okay, you said hi.
To Metal and Rebellious.
And I say hi back.
Metal says hi back. Well, the only one on air with me at the moment is Metal.
Yeah.
Everybody else is in the chat. Jonah Archins is here and says, I am here. Massive says, yeah, there were some movies like Braveheart, Titanic here, and they're back in the day, but it's like every movie now is super long. Superhero movies, in particular, don't need to be 15 hours long. True, true, true.
And again, they had ones like Ben-Hur and the Ten Commandments.
Yeah, I was going with your day with that. But were there other big, long movies back then as well? Or were movies just around the 2 hour mark back in your day, Mom?
Usually 2 hours. But we used to do something I don't think we were supposed to do. They didn't have all these big theaters. They might have two. Go from one to the other.
You could technically do that today and get away with it, but and probably people do. Although the one thing that they need to do if they're having these long movies is have an intermission.
Like they did in the Ten Commandments.
Yeah, Ben-Hur.
Yeah.
I could argue specifically the Ten Commandments. I haven't done the math for Ben-Hur yet, but the Ten Commandments could have been 20 minutes shorter, but not because of bad writing, due to limitations of editing back then, and some of the transitions took longer than they were supposed to.
Let's see. Good Night Spoon says, on that note, I'm going AFK to finish wrapping presents and baking mystery cobblers. Okay.
Keeping the memory of the detective squad alive, I see.
Rebellion says, I've watched the new Avatar. I had to go to the bathroom 2 times to pay attention due to my attention span. Well, I did have to go to the washroom once during it, but the theater I was in is 5 steps away from the bathroom, so I was in and out in probably less than a minute or less. No, that's your bladder, says Goodnight Spoon. Junard says, playing a bit of Overwatch for a bit after doing art and all. Cool, cool, cool.
My condolences.
I take it you don't like Overwatch?
No.
Some pies aren't meant to be solved. Okay. Not sure what that means.
I'll wait until it comes on video.
What, Avatar?
Yeah.
Good for you.
I seen the first one, so.
Yeah, but you saw it at here. I didn't actually. I don't think I saw the first one in theaters.
Yes, we did.
I agree with Massive Panda. I have seen the extended version of Gladiator, and everything that was in the extended version was pointless. The theatrical version / the VHS is still the best version.
Yeah. I don't think I've actually seen Gladiator in full. There's somebody that I watched that does a reaction to movies, and they watched Gladiator. I wasn't sure whether I'd watched it before then.
Oh, it's such a good movie. We should watch it.
Yeah. Um, well, maybe if you have it, if we can, maybe we can do that
I mean,
Saturday.
I can find it.
Yeah, I can find it too. Uh,
It's probably one of my top 10 favorite movies. I love Gladiator. I could watch that like anytime.
Maslin says, yes, Metal knows what's up. Rebellion says, it wasn't my bladder this time. It was me having to leave to stretch my legs. Well, you can stretch your legs without, you know, leaving the auditorium. Just walk to the
It
back.
depends on what type of theater you're into.
Yeah, well, even the more modern type ones, I'll say, you could go up and just go into the area where, you have to walk through just to get into where the seats are. If that makes sense, you can still be able to watch the movie from that little
Yeah.
aisle.
Plus, like some people get very like self-conscious about it, right?
Yeah,
And if like let's say you're in the middle of the row, you don't want to get up and block other people's view and make it all kind of weird to get to the aisle just to stretch your legs. You kind of want the excuses like I'll go all the way to the bathroom.
yeah. Well, where I went, they have like reclining chairs, so I did have to go past one person to get to the aisle, but it was there's a lots of space in the row, if you will, to get past. It's not like normal
Yeah.
regular seating. So Rebellion says just felt pent up. Massa Panda says I own it on VHS, DVD, and Blu-ray. Luckily, the Blu-ray edition, I have both versions of it, so I just watched the old school version. Uh, Rebellious says I'd take the end, so I'm not annoying. Yeah, that's the one thing I hate. I like, but what I hate about the one that I go to, it's with the recliners. It's reserved when you get your ticket. You got to pick your seat.
Oh, I'm very selfish with my seats. If I do know I'm going to a movie and it's like one of those theaters where you can get your tickets ahead of time, right? I will get mine in advance, and I will pick the best seats in the house, which are usually, depending on your theater, 4 rows from the top in the very center will get you completely aligned in the center of the picture while also being acoustically perfect. If I can't get those, I kind of just prefer in the center on the back row so there's no one behind me.
Ah. Hey, Shadowhawk Talk says, Hail Rick and the chat. Yes. John Art says, Cross is too low and metal is too loud. Okay,
I could be louder if you want.
I can't do much for me for making me louder. I don't think. Hello, can you hear me?
Well, I
Hello.
can, but that's because we're in call.
Oh, okay. Well, I wasn't sure. Well, no, I went and turned my. I'm not sure whether. Hey, Colin
Literally
says,
nothing
because
changed
it's
between you and
finally
I.
something good to watch. Okay, can you guys out in the chat hear me? Am I lower? Am I higher? I can make metal a little lower.
I could also make myself lower,
Uh,
but I don't think it'd be wise
yeah,
to do
but
it on
with
my
my
end. I'll let
reserve
you do it.
setting, I get 3 or 4 rows back from the front and try somewhere in the middle, depending if any other seats have been taken. Let's see. Rebellion says, I can't focus for crap with movies. Okay. Okay, so there. I put my thing back up. I'm not sure what I can do for any other volume than this. Um, uh, Master saying, what's up to Shadowhawk? You are very quiet, Wick. Doing the whole Elma Fudd thing. Okay. Um, Shadowhawk saying hi to everybody. Good night. What mic are you using, Rick? I'm using the headset that you gave me. So I hear with that, and I'm using that mic. I know I probably should use the snowball, but I figure since I got the mic right on me, on
Do you have a snowball?
yeah, um, Spoon gave me a snowball.
Oh, cool. That's better than the cheap mic that you had before then.
Yeah, so basically I've got two mics right now that I could use, but since this one's on the headset, I just use it. It's easier. Mm.
The snowball is a better deal than the Yeti because they basically have the exact same pickups, except the Yeti has one more that doesn't actually make any difference. So you're paying more money for like another pickup you're not even using.
Sounds better than the headset. Yeah, the snowball probably does. I just figured if I'm using the headset anyways, might as well just have the mic right there. Good night, Spoons. Hey, Tim says he also has the Razer Siren X.
Oh, the sirens aren't that bad.
Yeah, this is
They're not
Razer.
great, but they're not bad.
I'm not sure what the I know it says somewhere. If you hook up Campbell soup to a string, it works just as well. Um, let's see. What is my mic? I can properties. Razer audio controller for the headset microphone. Hey, Sticky, how are you?
Yeah, I'd be careful about messing with the gain on a headset mic, though. If you mess with it too much, you're probably just going to hear every single breath that comes in.
Well, I've got the gain at max in OBS, and right now everybody's saying I'm quiet.
No, no, I'm not talking about like how your audio settings are in program. I'm talking about like if you went into the Razer program and it touched the actual microphone's gain, you want to be careful about that because you'll just hear every single breath,
Oh, maybe that's what
even with it pulled away from your face.
I don't even have. Maybe that's why it's not picking up. I don't have that program running. Although I'm able to. How the heck am I singly taking down the comic book industry? I'm not sure whether that's a good would be a good thing.
Well, looking at the state of the, at least the American comic book industry, that's probably a good thing.
Yeah, but with that saying, I know exactly now. No, if I wasn't sure before, I'm now sure of who Goodnight Spoon is.
How did you not know?
Oh, I knew. I knew. I was like I said, I was like 99.9% positive or more. Maybe I was 100% positive, but the fact that I said that this is what he gave me.
I don't know, Rick. I'm gonna have to call that bluff.
Hey, I said it without, hesitation, saying that it's what he gave me, the headset he gave me. Let's see. Timothy says, I always knew Canada would destroy us. Pastry says, I normally be on air, but I'm out of state at the moment. Yeah, that's all right. Uh, Sticky Art says, I'm chilling, just ate mac and cheese. Cool. Mac and cheese is good.
Mac and cheese is good. I just had like fajita meat, beef fajitas was pretty good with like peppers and stuff.
Rick, can you walk us through some pages? What, Canadian Shield? I guess I could put up some Canadian Shield. I do have it right over here. and I
Yeah,
have the
we can see some pages in your viewer on the side.
yeah, and I've got 5 pages let finished that are totally finished, all corrections done, and there. Now the question is, should I show pages with lettering on or not?
Depends how bold are you. I haven't given you any editing on the lettering, so
Yeah, it's probably pretty good. I think it's what I'm gonna need the most is all the commas and all that crap.
that's what most people need. They, I don't know. In dialogue, commas are fine because they don't have to match exactly how you would write an informative sentence. You kind of just put them mostly where you breathe.
Yeah,
But commas are genuinely the thing that most people put in the wrong places when it comes to like editing and proofreading.
yeah. Well, comic artist JW, if you're in my Discord, I bring people on just through my Discord. All you have to do is scroll down to the on air chat room. So if you want to come on, you're more than welcome. Don't be a snitch. Pastry Captain already has that. I could be Batman, says Goodnight Spoon. Uh,
Well, I mean, maybe Goodnight Spoon is definitely or has been a detective, so
yeah. Let's see. Sikier says, nice. I'm streaming The Last Santa style tonight. Cool, cool. Captain is a snitch. Well, yeah, I guess I will try and just get a panel. 1, 2, 3. Oh, there we go. Here's page 1. There. Oh, dude. There we go. Which Judge Dredd version was better? Asks Timothy. Good Night Spoon says, actually, what's your handle on Discord? Cross Comics. There should, if you can't, there should be a link in the description for the Discord. Uh,
there is. It's the like sixth down, I think. Yeah,
yeah, comic artist.
right under your minds.
And so I'm in the middle of doing corrections on this page. Oh, no, not that page.
But to answer Timothy's question, I think the urban version of Dredd was a lot closer to Dredd, but the Stallone movie is a better movie, and parts it capture the world of Judge Dredd better.
So I'm just in the middle, like I said, of doing corrections on this page. I've just got this last panel to do, panel 2, which the background takes up the full page. I figured since it's not in a regular panel, I would use the whole page as the panel. Is Rick standing in the next room and shouting at his mic? No. And there's 2
Hey,
people
Rick,
that. Hello.
how's it going?
Good, good. Yourself?
Not too bad. I haven't talked to you in like 2.5 years.
Yeah, something like that. Well, thank you for coming on. You're more than welcome. Anytime.
I just want to say I'm very impressed by how far you've come along.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
Your work is really shaping up to be something fantastic.
Yeah. Well, I must admit, I'm not the artist on this or Snowdrift #1. A guy by the name of Efren Crespo did the art for this, but I've colored it all.
it's still fantastic, man.
Yeah,
Like I remember when you were drawing on copy paper.
yeah.
So that's cool. You got a lot of fortitude, and that's something really to admire. So
And this is something to watch out for next year. The next 3 comics. Hopefully, I will be doing another campaign starting the 24th of June with these 3 comics.
well, that'd be sick, dude.
They've both been Canadian Shield 3 has been started, and Snowdrift 2. I'm gonna be doing the art for Canadian Shield 3, most likely. John's doing the pencils for number 2 for Snowdrift, and Fly Fox Pro is doing the inking for it, and I'll probably end up doing the coloring unless I can pay somebody have the money.
That's great.
Let's see, what do we got? My short chan's caught up with the main chan today. Cool. Said Sticky. Jonah Art says modern comic 2-letter. Just type the words out on the page. Sticky says Canadian Shield, nice. Massive says that's similar to what I've heard. I've seen both movies, but never read Judge Dredd comics, so I wouldn't know how to critique it properly based on source material. Yeah, you are on 3. I will be on 3 soon. I'm finishing up the coloring. I'm just going over number 2, making sure I got all my making sure finding any mistakes that I might have made. Hey, Flit, and then I'm lettering it. Kick Timothy. The script.
Oh, hey Rick, where can I go to get some of your printed issues?
Right now on Indiegogo, number 2 is there, and Snowdrift number 1. I've got to. I guess I could let you have a number 1. Did you get number 1?
I did not, man. I did not.
Okay, well,
And I apologize, but
no problem. We can work out something behind the scenes. I still got issues for it, but I'm trying to save most of them for cons when I go. At the moment,
yeah.
I
So
haven't got.
is Canadian Shield 2 printed and shipped?
It's not printed and shipped yet. Well, I'm working on getting it finished. Getting any corrections that need done on the pages. It hopefully should be going to the printers early next month.
Okay.
And being hopefully it gets back to me by the end of February. So then everything should be shipped either late January or early February. That's what I'm counting. And I said
Okay.
I said for shipping January, so yeah, it might be a couple days late. But I'm working on it every day. I did a lot of speed stuff for it, showing the pages being colored for Canadian,
Yeah.
and for this and for Snowdrift.
You have a Canadian Shield action figure?
Yeah.
Dude, you are badass.
Hopefully, let's see. See if my camera's working. Because I can show it to you. Okay, I'm just not sure whether. Okay, I don't know why it's not showing. Why is. His name is S. That's my mom asking.
Hello, Rick.
He says hello. Comic artist JW. I do recognize him myself, although I know the name. He's been as follower, subscriber, been friends, acquaintances, whatever for 2 or 3 years or more. But other than that, I don't recognize him as much as I do metal.
Yeah, I used to come on your live stream a while back, a few times, and we would chat.
Oh, it's finally quieted down in here. Been muting my mic every time loud sound's been happening in the background.
Okay. Oh, okay. There we go. There's me.
They were watching Litter Kenny in the background, so we were getting our taste of Canada while I was on stream with you.
There is the action figure. I have the cape. I've taken it off just because it's... and completely posable. Lots of articulation. The hands can come off and be replaced with fists.
Well, that's pretty sweet. Give me a second, Rick. I've gotta go get something real fast. Give me a second.
Yeah, no problem.
Can I get a version where the hands come off and I can replace them with more feet so that I can kick more butt?
Timothy's Melvin says Melvin 2 should be in demand in a couple days. Cool.
Hello.
Hello. Mike?
Hello, Rick.
Hey,
Yep,
Mike,
that's
how are you?
me. All right. You missed some interesting news stories. I was reporting, of course, on the Marvel and DC releases, but also a comic book company filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy.
Oh,
Aftershock Comics.
Which one?
Aftershock.
Oh, can't say I've ever heard of it.
Yeah, they're probably
not one of the
real
ones I
well known. They
wanted to
started
hear
up
the
back
name
in
of.
2015, but apparently they filed for Chapter 11 because I guess they got a little too far behind paying their employees and stuff like that. So they've had to file for Chapter 11 bankruptcy to kind of so they could still keep running. Yeah, I already liked and shared your stream too. So just but I figured I'd say hi and stuff like that.
Yeah,
No, I've heard of some of these comics that Aftershock does. That's a shame.
But yeah, let's see. You're going to make some packaging for it. Not at the moment because when it gets made, it's shipped directly from the guy that makes it. And it can only be gotten right now on my Indiegogo. I will probably put it on my whatchamacallit, my website afterwards. It'll probably be a little cheaper. It's hard to say because I got to make some money off of it. On my website, you get it, or on my in demand, it actually comes with the comic, and I will be sending that separate. One person did buy it, and the thing that really gets people at my table is the standee behind me. Massive. That's awesome. I bet that makes people stop by your table at conventions when you have it displayed. It hasn't yet done much, I don't think, but oh wait, can I buy? But it is. I'll admit this is expensive. It's like $4.50 Canadian.
Yeah. Well, anyway, in terms of the Aftershock story too, even Christopher Cantwell had mentioned that, yeah, he had been contracted to do a 4-issue series. They already had 2 of the issues done, but the art basically they weren't able to pay the artist, and so the book that he was working on was basically indeterminately suspended, I guess.
Hey, Rick,
Yeah.
I am moving in February.
Yeah.
Is this gonna get to my house before February?
Probably not, but if you order, just, you know, oh no, I can remember. Just, make send me a. Do you know where you're moving yet, or the address?
No, not yet. No.
Well, I just, well, just, I'm not sure whether you can put a note with something that you're moving, but I can try and remember, if you want to get it today. I'm
This is
not
making
putting.
me pay in Canadian dollars.
Pardon?
I said this is making me pay in Canadian dollars.
It is?
I'm just joking, bud. All right, don't dox me with all my information, and we're good.
No.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I just bought 2 signed copies of your books. Okay,
Cool.
and I expect a special note in the books. Okay.
I will try to remember that. Did you buy the
Okay.
signed ones or the unsigned ones?
He just
The
said signed.
Yeah.
Listen to the words coming out of his mouth.
Yeah. Oh, let's see. Okay. So when is cross
All right.
country?
Well, as I was saying, I was just popping in to say hi and stuff, and
Yeah.
spend a few minutes with you.
Yeah.
I've already liked and shared your stream, so I'll talk to you later, Rick. All right.
Okay. Later, Mike. Have a great day. Let's see. So Timothy's wondering, it's not on. Wait, not on your website? Yes, it's not on the website yet because it's in the campaign, and I figure it would be wrong to have it on my website and on the campaign. Nothing that you can get. The only thing that you can get that's on the campaign on my website is a digital version of Canadian Shield 1. Just because, I just figured that's like $3. Nobody's going to care.
See, Rick, that's why I keep telling you, you don't have this problem if you have different covers for the campaign run, and then you could do like a print on demand afterwards.
Yeah.
And then the campaign still gets its special version.
Yeah. Well, I was having somebody do another cover for number 1 because I'm in the middle of remastering number 1, making it look a little bit better. But the person's not done the cover yet. I might end up having to do it or get somebody else to do a cover for number 1. Massive said, didn't Aftershock do Jimmy's Bastards? It was a comedic 007 type story. I thought the first 2 I have the first 2 issues, I think. It was pretty enjoyable.
And I already answered that. Yes. Jimmy's Bastards and the spin-off Jimmy's Little Bastards were done by Aftershock.
Good Night Spoon says, how do you not remember this guy, Rick? He's iconic, like Batman, or lesser known Man-Bat. And thanks to Flip for putting links in the chat for me. I'm not sure what you mean, Jonah Arts, by is Cross Comics Company coming? Yes, Massive Panda, you said for whatever. Oh, you
that was
probably
answering the Jimmy's Bastard thing.
Yeah.
That was asked a long time ago. I was trying to get it done while you're in conversation.
Yeah. Timothy
Hey.
says, yeah.
Oh no, go ahead and read your chats, and I'll ask a question later.
Oh no, ask a question. I can catch up with the chat easy enough.
So, I'm on your website. What's Snowdrift's backstory?
She is how do I put it? She is a scientist from born in like around the early 20s. She becomes going to college during World War II. After about 1950, she gets given an expedition to the Canadian Arctic. To lead it, so she gets a team together. It takes about a year, and then they're there for about a year, and then she goes wandering off one day, and a freak snowstorm hits, and she is trapped. She can't get her way back. She collapses in exhaustion and calls out to God for help. God basically freezes her she ends up becoming frozen, covered in snow. So God sort of makes the snow and all that part of her. I'm not sure exactly how to word it. And then
Okay.
the expedition can't find her, so they give up. 70 years later, a guy who's living in a cabin nearby um, ends up finding her after all the snow's been, you know, swept away by the wind over, 70.
After global warming.
No, not global warming.
Oh,
just
okay. Okay.
just wind, the wind brushes away snow after, like 70 years or ice and all that melting and all that. It basically he ends up finding her there, picks her up and brings her to his cabin, unthaws her and ends up helping her get um back into society with a new name. And then yeah, and then gets a new job. She's no longer a scientist. She's a bit out of date and all that for that. Plus, it's 70 years, so just going back into being a scientist probably not a good idea or whatever.
So on your bio for her, her occupation was a waitress.
Yeah, she's a waitress now. Back in the like this 50s or late 40s, early 50s, she was a scientist of some sort. I'm not sure what type.
Okay. Okay.
Um, but anyway, she's at work at the waitress job, and some thugs come in, and it's a slow night, so there's basically at this point just the staff there. They usher all the staff into the freezer, rob the place, and leave, and they lock the freezer, so you can't just open the freezer from the inside and get out. But
Yeah, the walk-in. Yeah. Yep.
yeah, everybody else passes out. She's wondering what the heck's going on. She starts struggling with the handle, trying to get it open, desperately hoping. And then in the middle of doing that, the frustration, she just ends up freezing the door. And she's like, "Did I do that?" And then out of desperation, with the door frozen, she slams on it, however you want to say, and it breaks.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, how powerful is she?
Um, well, like I said, she's cold based. At first, she's not gonna. Eventually, she's gonna be like able to make like constructs, for lack of a better way of saying it. But at first, it's just like ice pillars and ice slides. Early Iceman type stuff or Iceman.
So
Type.
in a fight with Snowdrift and Iceman, who would win?
As them both starting out.
Elsa from Frozen.
No, she doesn't get her powers from a freezer, Goodnight Spoon. She got her powers from being under the snow and ice, and God making them part of her. Um, um, I'm gonna. How do I do this without being sounding like a bias?
No, it's okay. I mean, if your character is OP compared to Iceman, that's fine. Like,
It's just good to know like where she scales in your own world. You know?
I think she might be able to beat Iceman just because some things about her that I can't say at the moment that are some information I know. And she's a scientist, so she has a little bit more knowledge of maybe what she's doing and all that. With
Yeah.
ice or whatever and all that too. So not that depends on, I guess, when you take Iceman too. His
Yeah, I was gonna say because like he's also been trained to use his powers expertly, and he's also had a bunch of different feats that are inconsistent over the years.
Yeah. Massive Panda says, or Frozone. And hello, Captain Finity. How are you? Let's see. Let's come back up here.
So you got Canadian Shield Comics,
Yeah.
You got Snowdrift. Who you gonna do next?
As you can see, half see from the picture here, the Flame. My character, the Flame.
The Flame.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's 2023.
Yeah.
When's that one coming out?
Hopefully in right now I'm planning for to start a campaign in June. Dillard's already done the first 5 pages of Snowdrift. I've got Canadian Shield #3 pretty much mapped out. It's just how well and fast I can draw it. And I'm not sure who's drawing the Flame. I'd like to get somebody else on that and pay, but I need some money before I do that. You know, Dillard is expensive, so hopefully somebody a little. Go ahead.
I said Dillard's a good artist. So is he doing pencils on Snowdrift or is he doing the whole thing?
He's just doing pencils at the moment. Unfortunately, I would like him to do pencils and inks, but I can't really afford that.
Yeah. Well, you'll get what you pay for. He's a good artist.
Oh yeah,
So-
I'm not trying to take nothing away from him. Like I said, FlyFox Pro is doing the inks for me a lot cheaper. I'll say that. I was gonna do the inks on them, #2, but I was gonna ink Dillard. That would have been, something. But because I'm not, that's why I'm, doing, I guess, the Canadian Shield and money. Let's see. I'm just gonna get back to the thing. Fair enough. See, Canadian Shield 1 remastered version. I'll do it. Laugh out loud. Do what, Sticky Art? Remember when I drew Canadian Shield on stream? Yes, I do. Master Panda says, well, I guess you guys just addressed the question about the variant covers, so I'm glad I got the original while I had the chance. Yeah, for the most part, for variant covers, I'm just doing the first issue. Maybe the only way another variant might be available is one Canadian Shield Remastered, which can have a different cover. And if I do, like stuff that's, maybe out where nobody else can get it. Like there is a variant for Snowdrift #1 that was done by Elric Ayuga, if you remember him.
Hey Rick, have you thought about getting your comics into Christian bookstore?
I have. I tried one. They were really interested. That one, they did. I forget what they said. It's getting it into somewhere like that. That would be really good to get known.
Well, the first comics I ever bought were in a Christian bookstore, and it was a series called The Archangels.
Yeah, I've heard of that. I've heard of that. I don't know them, but I've heard of them.
Yeah, it was like in late '90s, early 2000s, and they were awesome, dude. They had a lot of art that looked like Todd McFarlane's. But if you can get it in those bookstores, man, I mean, you'd be a big hit. There's not a lot in the realm of Christian comic books anymore. Because most Christian comic books come off as really cheesy.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and that's something I don't want. I don't want cheesy. Well, the small smidge of cheesy, maybe, like that you would find in Marvel or DC as well,
Well, people running around in spandex is always cheesy, but it's a fun cheese. So.
And about the question about varying, yeah, I had the chance. I'll do a cover for Rick Pro Bono, says Goodnight Spoon. If you want to try your hand at maybe an Insecto or Ozona cover, because FlyFox Pro has actually done a cover variant already for the Flame #1. Let's see. Timothy says NCG #1 remastered version has Jabba the Hutt digitally back into the issue. Flit says, "Will you have that smart, handsome goblin Flit do a cover? He's so cool." Yeah, I'd have you do a cover, Flit, if you want. Again,
Hey, Mr. Piper, I've got a jet. I've got to go take some Christmas photos. But
Okay.
hey, when you ship out my books, I expect you to send that nice cardboard stand up behind you to me. Also, a lock and key, okay? And you guys take care. It's fun. Good job, Rick. This stuff looks amazing. So I'll talk to you guys later.
Okay.
Take it easy, J-Dog.
Captain Finity saying I'll do a cover for you. Everybody's saying they'll do a cover for me. Well, guys, hit me up. Maybe we can get you guys doing Amazon type covers or whatever. Shall we say?
I'm not allowed to do an Ozona cover. I've been very vocal about my opinions on Ozona's outfit.
Well, yeah, it's not that you're not allowed to.
No, there'll be too many complaints. We'll have to move over to a different character.
God gives her freezing powers. Metal says he'll order the flit cover for issue 5. It'll be done in time. Or yeah, even non-variant covers. I've been getting new people to do covers. Like um I guess 4th round people could do covers. We got Canadian Shield 4, Snowdrift 3, Flame 2. And somebody could do a variant cover for number 1 for not Insecto. Let's see. Timothy says, and this is where she presses charges for me to him. No. The waitress's Christmas wrapping. I'm guessing an archaeologist. I don't think so, Tim. You can mention the expedition in a future issue of Snowdrift. Um, she gets her powers from a freezer now and tie it into a buckler a little. Uh, well, there is no Snowdrift in the Buckler universe. Dillert's already said that. There's Insecto. um, and then of course Canadian Shield. Rick Arrow's in there too. Let's see. Good night, Spoon. Rick, I'm going to go lock myself in a freezer. Be right back. I wouldn't suggest that. Good night, Spoon. She has no powers. She has powers like Iceman. Or Frozone. Iceman is gay. Laugh out loud. Well, he wasn't once upon a time.
And then he was gaslit psychically into being gay.
Yes, I agree with that. Yeah, Flit says if God is with her, how could Iceman stand against her? Very possibly true. What's up, Captain? But sometimes we're not all. You know, sometimes we don't win battles for whatever reason. Massive Panda Comic Business. How are you doing? Says Captain Finity. Oh well, we're Massive Panda saying hi. Hey, Todd, how are you? Dillard may be expensive, but he is absolutely worth it. Yes, he is. He actually did the drawing for the cardboard cutout. Massive Pandas, all good here, working on comics too. Ignition says, love the cardboard cutout. Yeah, same here. Ignition saying hi to Tim. Timothy's, yeah, it's dope. Metal saying hi to Todd. Excellent to see all the creators here for real. Ignition, get tuned in. What's up, Metal? Stickies, I'll draw the Canadian Shield cover one day. Sticky art Canadian Shield. High Infinity from Rebellious. Pastry. There. Got Infinity saying hi. Ignition saying, oh my god, I hear that Joe is putting his pencil to paper and drawing like a madman. Rebellious asking Infinity how he is. He's saying busy. Das right. Suck it, everyone who isn't Flit
Busy
says
is the best thing to be.
yes. Timothy saying no comment. Flit says 4th round. Pfft, amateurs like Timothy are 4th rounders. Well, we already got the covers for next time around, unfortunately. Or next time, 3rd round.
You could just wait in line and be a first rounder for a new comic instead of being like issue 4 or something.
Yeah, he could do the alternate first issue cover Insecto. I must say I would like to do a cover for each of their first issues. Um,
You need
uh,
to actually put him on the second round cover for Snowdrift. I think he's drawn Snowdrift before, but Flip makes such cute women that you got to put him on a girl cover.
yeah. Well, I guess it could be number 3 because Dillard's already done number 2.
Yeah, you have a variant cover. Sell more.
Yeah. Like I said, I try and only do that on number 1s. Eventually, like a 25th issue or maybe the 12th issue or something. 12 issues, I'll have variant covers, 1 year. That's sort of a milestone, right? Most people go
Yeah, but I think you're
25.
getting a little ahead of yourself on that one.
Yeah. Well, Canadian Shield have 8 scripts written for. I actually have 12 scripts written for the Flame. Um, Captain Finity says, to be fair, until I get one issue out available for sale, Timothy can rag on me all he wants because Melvin is out. Timothy says, don't be hating Flit. It's not Rick's fault he cannot read the chat. Uh, don't hate the insects, Timothy. You simply ignore them. Flit said, yeah, that, Timothy's. Yeah, that's why I ignore your insult. Nice burn, Timothy. Flit, really? Sure seems like you're buzzing around me a lot. Burn back! Yeah, Timothy's like, you mentioned me first. I'm not sure whether that's how it works, Timothy. Flit says, only because you can't stop thinking about me. Something you need to confess, Timothy. That I am awesome, says Timothy. Okay, we are caught up with the chat. Uh,
Everybody complaining about drawing covers. I wouldn't want to draw a cover anyway. I'd rather do like an ad insert. I want to draw all the pictures of that because that ends up in every issue. Not just, doesn't matter whose covers what.
well, actually, I have space in Canadian Shield for an ad if you want.
Yeah, I could, but I would rather do like a mock ad, like do an ad for maybe your other stuff or whatever your website that goes in. But it's just like I'd rather draw an ad because ads end up in everything and they're fun.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, we could talk about that off air.
Yeah, maybe for round 3.
Yeah, or whatever,
Because I've got technically 2 ads in both comics. I've got this one, coming to Cross Comics 2023, and then I've also got this one coming up in a second. uh, this one, Cross Comics is on, and the various, social medias.
Yeah.
And I've changed the background, as you can see, for that. And I
But
actually,
inserts, that's where the real game is at,
yeah,
Everybody needs inserts.
you know. I used actually a port from this issue. This is an image from this issue for the is on. I felt him stepping into the portal was sort of significant. The internet being a portal to these different sites.
Good
Uh,
Night Spoon made it out of the freezer. Did you get any powers?
did you have to bust down the door? Let's see. Timothy's as for Finity, he keeps talking shit about everyone. I have at least 2 books done, and issue 3 is on the way. I could give 2 shits what about that snitch, even if he does narc on me to Twitter. Ooh, ouch. I love everybody except Vic King, says Finity.
I have 5 books you could buy right now. And a novel, you know. Get to it, people.
You know what? That's really novel. Flit says based. Finity says, I love you, Tim.
Or, you could just read it for free on the website. I really don't care.
Spoon says, I have the power to type in a freezer that I may or may not be in still. Finity says, that Timothy inspires him. And Timothy says, awesome to you about having the 5 books.
I would tell Goodnight Spoon to not be still in the freezer. Yeah, to keep that blood moving.
Uh, uh, I have no idea what Captain Finity was saying there. And Flit is shipping Finity and Timothy.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure when it's 2 guys, it's slash fiction. I learned this from my college roommate's girlfriend.
And Finity's wanting to be friends with Timothy. Teach the ways of the deadline, Timothy. It's making sure you have your books done before you start. That's easy. Although I haven't done the last. I don't think I did that the last 2 times for either book.
What, meet a deadline?
Well, I'm meeting the deadline, if you will, but I had my books finished when I started, which I said I should be doing.
No, the deadline is 5 days ago, always.
Yeah. But I should have Canadian Shield hopefully done by the end of the month. It takes a hell of a lot long time to go through those corrections. They always take.
Yeah. But I'm even going to try to get to the pages as soon as possible. It's just,
Yeah.
holiday season and all.
Yeah. Well, you did them pretty fast last time, so it's not that I'm too worried. I'm just because I didn't get a response one way or the other about getting the message. I was just making sure earlier.
Oh, no, I knock out everything I do really fast. It's just that I get so backlogged with all the people that need me to do things.
Yeah. Sorry, no respect for snitches. They get stitches, says Timothy. What snitch? What happens to snitches? Asked Flit. Oh, a public threat. You all heard of him. He never said by him.
Oh, Flit didn't hear anything, because he ain't no snitch.
I ain't hearing nothing. Hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil, says Flit. Sort of.
I heard they get the B word. Britches, like a new pair of pants.
Well, go ahead, tell them. Tell me on Twitter, laugh out loud. If you can afford it, that is. Okay. I don't know about the feuding, but as
Yeah, good
long
night
as
spoon. Snitches get all the britches. And of course, because they have the stitches to put together the britches. Like, this is just math, you know?
it's going to sell like hotcakes based on Dillard's awesome art alone. Well, hopefully. Dillard is a great artist, but you also got to get out there and promote, promote, promote.
Yeah. Marketing, networking, the fun stuff.
Although, with what his book is about, I think it'll probably sell like hotcakes too.
I like McDonald's hotcakes. That's probably the best thing on their whole menu. Either that or I really like their hash browns. I can go to McDonald's breakfast and just order like 6 hash browns sometimes.
Yeah, I like their yeah, I like McDonald's hash browns. Yeah, I like their hash browns. They used to, and unfortunately, they don't anymore. Here, I'm not sure whether they would have had it in the states. Like this is back in the '90s. All you can eat hotcakes.
Oh, they had to cancel that real fast. They weren't prepared for how many pancakes or the hotcakes people could actually eat.
Yeah, especially the size that they make them. But that, at least here, that went 2 or 3 years or more.
Yeah, but I'll get myself like a hotcake meal and some
Yeah.
extra hash browns. Like McDonald's breakfast is the best part of their menu.
Look at all you with your hopes and dreams and aspirations and dreams of a better tomorrow. It says Flit. I guess you want it to fund a comic book. Just steal money from your kids' trust fund. Laugh out loud. I don't have kids. I don't have kids, so I can't have kids that have a trust fund. Hey, Lorenzo, how are you?
Sometimes it's hard to tell when feuds on the internet are real or just kayfabe, but I think this one's fairly real.
Yeah, because apparently, Vinity reported Timothy on Twitter for something.
Oh, that's what he means by snitching. I am out of the loop with most people's drama. Nor I don't really care about most people's drama. It's not that entertaining. I'll say, hey, Lorenzo.
And Timothy says fairly to something, and he tried.
Oh, because I said it was fairly real. So he responded fairly.
Twitter funny story is that Twitter disbanded the Trust and Safety Council. Well, I'm sure they still have some sort of thing to kill some people's accounts, if ban people if necessary.
See, you know what cures drama right quick? Baking someone desserts. It's really hard to be mad at someone when they walk up to your house with like a pie in their hand and be like, "Here, this is for you." As long as you don't put it in their face immediately.
Yeah. Bring them on so they can hash it out live on air for my entertainment. Not on my channel. Is it true that Elon is stepping down? Not to my knowledge. I don't know.
Yeah, he did confirm that he's going to currently still remain the CEO until he finds somebody who is stupid enough to replace him, via his words. And I saw that Tom from MySpace put his hat in the ring, and that would actually be the best thing. I would love if Tom from MySpace just took over as CEO of Twitter.
I can only make so many Mr. Cobulars. I'm low on sugar.
Oh no, the first one was overbaked.
Oh, Zona. Let's see. We need to rate the Wiz on here. Should actually probably move them a little bit up further on the page. There we go. Flit should be the new CEO of Twitter and rename it Flitter.
Flitter, brought to you by Flitco. Nope, and they somehow got the ping pong table set up.
Oh, Dead Air. From last week. I think that was last week, the creation of Dead Air.
I think so, yeah.
Flipbook, says Timothy. My first act as CEO would be to ban everyone.
Ban everyone, and then put a notification on the website to go check out minds.com.
Yeah, I've been putting links up on Minds, pictures with links on Minds for my my fast stuff. Flit hasn't been liking that stuff. He said he would if I put stuff up on there. FlitTube. But it's alright. I tease.
Flit's going through an existential crisis with art again for like the 100th time.
No, Minds. MINDS. Is there an
A mime is a horrible thing to waste.
Did I hear that Lorenzo was in there?
well, he's in the
Chat.
chat, not the
I'll say hi to him.
you just did.
Okay.
Mine's is dead. Sad, says Flit.
Okay, well, if Mines is dead, then we're all going to go to Space Hay, which was somebody's attempt to basically remake how MySpace used to be back in the day. We're going old school.
I never see anything you post, Flit, for some reason.
Oh, I always like Flit stuff. You gotta be a little more vigilant, Rick.
Yeah, I guess I can go to his page. Then there's the new one for comic people or whatever artists, Jibber Jabber.
Oh yeah, I gotta remember to check that.
Yeah, I know. A new thing to remember to check. Too many social medias.
That's why you just gotta pick the one. That's why I liked Mines. I thought Mines was a really good alternative, but you just couldn't get enough people over there.
Yeah, well, that's the problem. Twitter and say YouTube have become so big that barely anybody else will go over to the other platforms. You know, I'd love to be doing this on Rumble. And everybody coming over there. People can. The great thing about Rumble is right away. People can do super chats if you
Oh,
want.
I'm gonna tell you right now the problem with Rumble. Okay, Rumble's creator side interface, great. Like if you're a creator on Rumble, everything is great navigation, easy to set everything up. The audience interface is garbage, and they need to make their site better. I hate using the site as somebody watching other people's videos.
Actually, there's some things that they could even do better on the creator side for analytics and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, but I mean, right now, and just in general, the progress favors the creator side when you need to focus on the audience side a little bit too.
Yeah, for sure.
Name a good song with a recognizable bass line. Day Tripper by the Beatles. Or Money by Pink Floyd. I mean, those are also good options.
Yeah, right now the basic four places, five places I post stuff: Twitter, Facebook, Minds, Jibber Jabber, and what's the other one? Instagram.
Oh, you're trying to learn them. Yeah, but I figured Money's one of the first ones that like everybody learns when they learn bass. Day Tripper was another early one my brother was learning, so it was years ago back in high school.
Flit says, I hate Twitter. I don't know if Twitter makes people annoying and obnoxious or if it's just lets people feel uncomfortable enough to show the world who they really are. Probably anonymity probably does that when.
No, I don't think so. I think it is kind of like the nature of the platform. And I think a lot of it did start with the character count and how interactions like fostered on Twitter. But like we've had anonymity all the way back into the earliest days of the internet, and people weren't really that bad on forums. You'd get some people, right, here and there, but people were pretty chill in most forums.
Yeah. Although society is becoming a lot less nice, shall we say? Especially.
Okay, Rick. I'm gonna have to stop you right here at the beginning of your drawing, and tell you that there is an issue. with your skeleton. I understand you're twisting it a little bit, but right,
He just said the truth.
you cannot have your woman's shoulders wider than her hips.
Well, I started. I have that there. Probably won't follow it superly. I never do.
Yeah, I'm trying to bully you out of your string of existential crises. That's the goal here. I'm letting you know this, so you're aware of why I'm bullying you.
Yeah, I think it's time to let go of the current beefs and focus on what's important.
Yes, make her thick, like Joshua Hughes says. Also, as somebody who has tutored people in art before, I would have to say, while everybody has the impulse to use the skeleton frame, I actually tell everybody to avoid using the skeleton frame as much as possible, and to use like shapes, whether it's bubble or you can even use hard shapes like triangles to frame out their characters, because you keep the 3D form better when you're just using shapes to frame them out in the first place.
Yeah, that's what well, sort of used a long, long time ago. That's sort of
And
the
if
Marvel
your shapes
method.
just aren't, yeah, if your shapes just aren't good enough, though, that means you need to basically do the equivalent of like thumbnails for your shapes. You need to do gesture drawings, right, where you do very, very loose shapes and then come back in over them.
Yeah. Celebrating the birth of Jesus. Okay, who are you talking to about what? Good night, Spoon. Well, I guess we know what, but
It might have been a response to Timothy when he said it's time to focus on what's important.
oh yeah. Massive says, man, I created a Twitter account like 8 years ago and literally never made a single post. I feel like I'm not missing much. Yeah, initially I created one like, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago or something like that, just to see what it was about. And it's like, okay, this is stupidity when I got on there. And it's like, okay, what people were posting about is like, okay, there's no reason to have this. I didn't get rid of the account, but I never used it again after that. And then shortly after, I got on to YouTube, because everybody else was using it to, bring people on, in groups and all that for their, you know, live streams and all that. I'm like, okay, I guess I need to get a Twitter account so people can get in contact with me and stuff. And then I have it now and I use it to promote. That's it. And, keep in contact with people and, use it sometimes to bring people on. Like if I use the duck.
Oh, this is why I made mine originally, because I think I made mine in 2011. I'm pretty sure that's what it says if I go there, which would have also been around the same time that I had nuked my original YouTube channel and started the ones that I use now. So I think I made it at that time as a means of promoting my YouTube stuff.
Yeah. And I choose not to get into most of the Twitter stupidity. Because it's not worth them banning my account or whatever, and then I can't, you know, be able to do stuff, you know, to promote and all that. Uh, but definitely see why people use it to contact people and promote themselves. I feel like it's a necessary evil. I'll eventually have to use it once I start promoting my comic for real. Well, true, massive, and but I would say, maybe get on there to start promoting your stuff even right now. That way, people know of you before you're ready. If that makes sense. You know, you can promote whatever drawings or whatever. I'm not sure whether you do any content here on YouTube. It's just, choosing not to, engage in all the stupidity on Twitter. And sometimes I find that hard. Because there's so many things sometimes I want to comment on. It's like, God, these people aren't going to understand. People are, some people are just stupid and they're always going to be stupid. No matter what you do, no matter what you say. You know, it's like Jesus said, don't cast your pearls before swine.
But I do think in general it's the effect of social media. I was explaining to some Zoomers recently how the internet used to be, and one of my comparisons is going to social media versus going to forums, which is how it used to be. Going to a forum is like going to the mall, right? Where you end up there and there's a whole bunch of different stores and you look at the stores and you see what they're selling and you opt into which store you want to go to, right? So that's like going into a forum thread. So you pick the conversation you're getting into. But going to social media is more like walking into the flea market, right? And you have no idea what any of these booths really are. A lot of them don't even have proper signs or whatever. And as you're walking by, people are yelling at you to come and shop at their place, and you don't really get to choose who wants to interact with you. And it's kind of like a very loud and invasive experience.
Yeah. Let's see. Flit says networking is the only way to succeed. It doesn't matter how good you are or how good your work is. All that matters is who you know. It's just how things are. Yeah.
Oh
Because
yeah, because you
that's.
have to get eyes on stuff. If nobody sees it, it doesn't really exist.
And then Massive says, I wanted to start a YouTube channel for a while, but I'm such a slow artist and I feel like I have to spend all my free time on the comic. I wish it was faster so I could spend time promoting. Well, Massive, what you could do is if you have a camera to record yourself while you're doing whatever for your comic, just you don't have to do it live necessarily, but just record yourself, get some sort of editing software that you can put it in, and either do it slow or speed it up somewhat, and talk during while it's sped up, and then you put it up onto YouTube after you've done it. You know, sort of like my speed colorings, my time lapse, whatever you want to call them. Those take me 8 hours or more. A lot of them, 8, 10, 12 hours, and then I just speed them up. Now,
No,
maybe
no, 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 no. We'll start a new niche, right? We'll only take the finished image, and then we'll just record ourselves talking about how we made the image for 10 minutes with just the recorded image there. And they'll just listen to it almost like an ASMR thing, and that'll be the whole video.
yeah, you could do that too. Goodnight Spoon says social media is a house of cards, a bunch of salesmen trying to sell each other. It's the final form for Mims, just do speed.
Multi-level marketing.
Timothy's like, just do speed field. Master Panda's true. I should just do pre-recorded stuff for practice before I get into the live streaming so I can get comfortable with stuff. Yeah. And, like, yeah, I'm doing this, but, I'm not doing my main stuff now on live. I was for quite some time, but now I'm doing it in speed videos, That's how most of my stuff is going to be. I'm going to probably show most of my stuff on here. Me doing stuff now with speed videos. Just because, I can do that all throughout the day. Thanks to YouTube, I've gotten a better work ethic for doing my stuff. It's allowing me to sit at the computer for long periods of time doing whatever I need to do. And as soon as I get the Canadian Shield 2 done, fixed, I've actually got somebody's actually paying me, not a lot, to do pencils, inks, and colors on their comic. And I'm not sure how well that's going to go. Hopefully it'll go good and I can actually get paid from it. So, it's something, and then now, unfortunately, I can't show every page that I'm doing with that stuff just because I've gotten permission to do some of it, but I can't do every page. They said show it every page, so I'll redo every 2 to 3 pages, and hopefully I can have a video or 2 a week. And then in the midst of that, I'm going to be doing the Canadian Shield 2 and probably doing coloring on Snowdrift number 2. Did I say Canadian Shield 2? I meant Canadian Shield 3, like drawing and inking it. And then I might be doing some other stuff too. Yeah, Flit says, live stream isn't the be-all and end-all. I'll let you in on a secret. Nobody actually likes drawing streams. The successful art streams are the only successful because of the drama that surrounds them. That I can probably agree with.
Yeah, I wouldn't say nobody. Pretty close though, right? Like the vast majority of people are only there for like whatever the person's talking about, or maybe if there's a beef or something. I'm in that minority of people who prefers just drawing streams. I used to watch EVS back when he did like his silent midnight streams because he couldn't wake up his family and stuff, and that was the stuff I actually liked. And then I kind of just stopped watching his stuff when he stopped doing that.
Yeah, actually, there are a couple other artists that that are fairly successful and actually probably more successful than EVS, and they have no drama. James Reyes, something like that. He used to work for Marvel. He has a channel. He does, redraws a bunch of stuff and says drawing the Marvel way. Although, and he's a good artist, a great artist. In fact, he's done a lot of Transformers type stuff. Who else? David Finch is another good artist that does stuff usually not to thing, and they both do live streams where they draw stuff, and I'm sure there's more.
Drawing videos do way better than drawing streams, so that is factual.
Yeah.
Part of it is too, especially with like a drawing stream.
Yeah.
Right, like yeah, you can still watch the drawing in high speed. Even if I go back and rewatch him, I'll watch him at like 2 times the speed. But like you're there because maybe you're drawing too. You just want something in the background. You engage with the chat. But part of the things with stream is there's kind of like a FOMO to it. And if you weren't part of the initial stream, you're very unlikely to watch the replay in most cases. While a drawing video, it's like it was always in video format, so people are just far more likely to watch that.
Yeah, one that a fairly successful artist. I'm not sure whether he has more than EVS. Um, I watch him. He puts up videos Tuesday and Friday, or Mondays and Fridays. Popcross Studios. Videos. Yeah, you read that. Interesting metal set. Timothy's metal. What do you think of reaction channels? Timothy asks.
What do I think of reaction? I think, in general, while it's easy content to make and get an audience with, I think there's like almost no quality to reaction channels. So like if well, that's all you care about is content, sure, go ahead. But I kind of dislike reaction channels unless you're like, I don't know, if you're a professional field and you're actually adding something to what you're reacting to, that's fine. But most reaction is like vapid.
Flit says Rick streams are mostly fun because of the chat and getting to bully Rick in good fun. Yes, that seems to be where the money is. Well, right now, anyways. And that's if you can get the audience. Not that I did a lot of them, but I did on my Pied Piper of Hamilton um, channel. I've got reaction videos to some anime and some movies, and I don't know whether it's because of the way I edited it or whatever. It didn't really seem to pick up. But maybe I was
Yeah.
doing it before it became popular.
And a lot of those channels get the thousands of views because of how it abuses the algorithm, right? So like reaction videos are very, very easy to make, right? You don't even really need editing skills. You can open up like OBS. You can put like your webcam full screen, put whatever you're acting into just in the corner, start and stop it, just record the whole thing. You don't really have to edit it, which means you can put videos out very fast. You can put like 5 to 6 videos a day, which boosts you in the algorithm, which gets more people looking at your stuff. It's like meta video making, you know, as
Yeah,
opposed to actually making something that you're like artistically that you're actually crafting and putting a lot of like thought into.
yeah. Well, it depends on also what you're reacting to, whether how many videos you can put out. Um, I watch a bunch of the some ones with the movie ones, and more just to see, what they think of, movies that I like.
Well, if you're really trying to get the most out of a reaction video, you're trying to react to something that is much shorter than what your video is going to be, so you can stop it. So you take something that's like maybe 2 to 5 minutes long, and then your reaction video ends up being 10 to 30 minutes long because you have to keep pausing and talking about stuff. That's how you milk it, you know?
Yeah. Um, because the movies or TV stuff, people reacting to movies or TV do get a lot of views. Well, it depends on what I'd say old movie, but some aren't that old. Hey, Commodore, how are you? Commodore says reaction videos are videos making wax on, wax off.
Yeah, Commodore's in the call.
Oh, hey, Commodore.
Hey, I surprised you.
Yeah, it's been in the call for a while, and you just kept talking.
Well, unfortunately, I've got my screen in front of me that I can see the chat and I can see what I'm drawing. I don't see.
Well, and I'm sure you probably have a streamer mode on by default too, so it just turns all those people coming into the call sounds off.
I guess so. I'm not sure. Probably.
Do you have a purple line on the top of Discord? Because typically, if you open OBS, it automatically turns streamer mode on.
Where is Discord? Don't switch. Oh, we also have caffeinated person in here. Hello.
Hello,
He
Rick.
was in here earlier.
Uh huh. Well, Wow, we got oh, I wouldn't say a full house, but quite a few in tonight.
I got back from taking Christmas pictures.
Oh,
Well, yeah,
yeah.
more of a
So
kind.
This is comic artist.
yeah, this is comic artist. You know, I listened to some of the string, and I am coming in super loud. I don't know if it's still doing that. I changed my headpiece, but
Oh,
just an FYI, I don't want to be like sounding like a bullhorn here.
well, we can turn you down in here. That way, maybe you don't get out quite as loud.
So, Metal, I think you need to convince Rick to run for president, United States 2020.
See, I would, but we do have a law where foreign-born people can't run.
I'll adjust the paperwork for him so that
Okay, you do that ahead of time, and I'll do the convincing. Yeah.
we're gonna change his name to Rick Sniper.
Oh yeah, so like perfect.
Let's see what is everybody saying here in the chat to catch up. No longer clip the beast part. Okay, I gotta go back up a little bit. Santa Joshua is here. If you were a black guy reacting to anime, it would have got bees. Flit says, "Can you explain why Mr. Beast is a thing? I don't even know who Mr. Beast is." Santa Joshua got views. Commodore says, "No longer clip the best parts." Timothy's Simba TV or Art of Kicks. Okay, I'm not sure what that's for. Probably reaction stuff. Flitz, wait. I'm a black guy, according to Rick. Should I make tons of money roasting um anime? Oh, what that means, for anybody that doesn't know, I should bring it up. Dillard drew this. The guys that are the bad guys. Well, the robbers.
Robbers would be bad guys, Rick. I
Yeah.
would say.
People are going to get to see some lettering here in a sec for Snowdrift. Let's see.
Outside of maybe a few cases, like you could argue Robin Hood's a good guy.
No B sounds right now. I don't know how autocorrect. I don't know it autocorrected to P's. Well, what did you mean to say, Joshua?
Views, it would get views. Somehow his autocorrect was replaced with Dr. Bees.
Link to what?
To Turkey Tom explaining Mr. Bees. I don't. I know about him, and I'm assuming it's one, he's rich and people like watching rich people. He does stuff for charity too, which probably helps. But he just does a lot of things that exploit the algorithm, so that's probably why he's a thing.
Oh, I opened up the one that didn't have the stuff on. But anyways, Dillard drew this gang of thugs for the ones that put Snowdrift in, or Nancy, or Christy North, and the staff of Gallows Italian Cuisine in the freezer. And I noticed that he put a cult
The
of
guy with
Go ahead.
go ahead. I said the guy with the helmet looks impressive.
He put this Cult of Raven badge on the one in this one. So I've now determined this is a Cult of Raven gang with the big guy in the middle with the the horns is Dillard. The punk one with the spiked mohawk is Metal. The one in the orange here is Joshua, and this is Flit in the the black guy.
Because he was trying to figure out who to be. And it's like, well, Flit is completely anonymous, so there's no way he can disprove that he's black.
So what? These guys are going to be making appearances every so often in Cross Comics. Cult of Raven? No, Raven. Gang.
You did accidentally say Cult of Reagan.
Okay.
Reagan
Timothy,
sounds way better than Cult of Raven.
I will be in touch with our Russian guys and make it possible. Commodore says I've been
Cult
on.
of Reagan sounds like it could be a sympathetic villain in a comic book. Like they've got values that they like, but they're going about it all the wrong way.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's like a 1980s Antifa group almost.
Yeah, almost.
Maybe Commodore. And he wants to ask you. Commodore says I have an art-related question I want Metal to answer, and I can only express it in text. Okay, what is it? If one draws fan art, would that not be make one a fartist?
Mm.
That is correct. Fartist with
Yeah,
a
yeah.
capital F. Yes.
Yes, I agree with this. That is absolutely true. Yeah.
Cult of Reagan. It will be making an appearance in Canadian Shield. Awesome. Make it a thing. I don't know whether it'll be a thing or not, but
Robin Hood style, they're robbing the corporate bank because to give it back to people as their form of trickle down economics.
That'd be great.
well, it is that 2 hour mark. So this is where we're gonna end. But before we do, let's see. Let's get over to Discord. Would you like to promote anything, comic artists?
No, I am a ghost. I don't exist anymore. I don't draw anymore. So
Well, you
I'm
can
good.
promote
Thank you.
whatever else too. So
I would like to promote Rick Piper, and his book, and also his presidency that he will announce here soon. We'll have a stream for that.
well, I can't be president, but I can be prime minister. Not that I'd want to be.
I
Although-
mean, anything's a step up from Trudeau, so I think you should go for it.
Better than the one we got.
Uh,
I think that if you do join any cabinet in with the presidency, it should be to control the snow and make sure
Yeah.
that the Canadian snow doesn't.
What if
no
you
longer
became?
fall on American soil?
What if you became a 100% USDA prime minister?
USD.
USDA,
Prime-
U.S. Department of Agriculture prime minister.
I don't know. Would you like to promote anything, Commodore?
No.
Before everybody leaves, I'm saying goodbye.
Okay, my mom says goodbye, as you heard.
right.
Ruben Almix. Would you like to promote anything, Metal?
Of course. As always, I'm always working on stuff for xdynamuschaos.com. You can find the latest page of On Tour with Mitch and Sandy at the location in the chat. It's done in like a Rumiko Takahashi-like style, and I'm having fun drawing it, so, read it.
Oh, I love her style.
Yeah, it's one of my absolute favorite comic creators, Takahashi.
Timothy says Rick Piper Metal 2032. Yeah, Metal could be the president. I'll be the vice president. There's no law against that, right?
There
just wanna
is,
say-
because to be vice president, you have to qualify to run for president because
Ah.
you'll take the role in case he dies or whatever.
No.
I just want to say that if you guys do not back Rick Piper's book, he will starve to death, and these streams will end. And
Wait, does any of the president's secretaries have to be U.S. born? Because, what if something happens, on the line and then they're designated survivor,
Well, the funny part is there actually could be a possible loophole where somebody several rungs down isn't U.S. born because their position didn't require that, and that just seems like a very odd hole to the system.
Yeah, yes, they say can't be elected, but what about re-elected? I don't know.
I want to thank Flit tonight for putting my links in the chat, all that he did. Santa Joshua says, if you become president of Canada, you might be able to sell a few more comics. True, but I could never become president of Canada.
Yes, you could, right? So you become prime minister, and then through your term, you change it to where Canada has a presidency.
Yeah, you rewrite the Constitution while you're in office.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether that would go over so well.
I
You
mean,
have
could
to
it
make
go
the
over any?
Constitution into a comic book?
Yeah, you can leave the Commonwealth too.
Yeah, it's like, would it go over any
Yeah,
like worse than things are right now?
Yeah, you can give Prince Charles a finger.
sure.
Oh, King Charles. Well, I can't. See, I keep on calling him Prince. It's been forever.
Good Night Spoon says, I would like to promote Metal to lead detective. And Timothy says, don't worry, Rick, I am making your fake birth certificate.
If you're
Okay.
making his birth certificate, make Metal his father.
Why do you need a
That
piece
would
of
be
paper
very
that
awkward.
certifies you were born? You're here.
Yeah, that would be very awkward since Metal's younger than me.
It's all semantics. It would still work.
Yeah. Nobody's actually going to check in on it anyway.
Dictator Rick Canada becomes a dictatorship. Yeah, you make Canada a part of the United States.
That was supposed to be America's hat.
No.
Or
I'm sorry,
would you make
Timothy, I
America
would-
Canada's pants?
Anyways, with all that said, we're caught up on the chat. We're ending. We will be back next Tuesday for this, chill stream, talking about whatever, drawing, whatever. Hopefully you all be here. Unfortunately, this week I probably won't have any quick videos because I'm trying to get Canadian Shield all corrected and done so it can be printed up and be sent to
Hey,
everybody that ordered.
Rick, where's my book? I bought it like 30 minutes ago, bud. Where's my book?
Unfortunately, we don't have hyperspeed here to deliver it yet.
That's actually the only reason I back anyone is so I can complain about where's my book.
Hashtag where's my book?
Hey, Stu Griffin, what's my money?
And before I go, also, I'd like to thank everybody on the panel for coming on, and I would like to thank everybody in the chat for coming by. It's been great having everybody here. So we'll
Hey, you gotta
catch-
wish everyone a Merry Christmas.
Yes, Merry Christmas
And a Happy New Year.
Well, I'm going to be here next week, so hopefully you guys are too. But if you're not, I guess Happy New Year as well. And I guess if you're not here next week too, we'll see you next year.